9:41 p.m. Tuesday, May 7th, 2019, episode number 720 of Yeah Dude. My name is Jonathan, and this is Seth.
Jonathan.
Hello, hello, Seth.
Episode 720.
Yes.
Now, I'm saying that because I'm shocked.
It's a lot of episodes.
720 episodes.
It's two 360-degree turns.
Now, hold on now.
Two 360s.
I'm going to take your word for it. 720 is that's a term.
Yes.
In the world of skate.
Snow and
skate.
Skate and snow.
This episode is dedicated to the Hawk.
That's Hawk.
Theodore Hawk. Antonio Hawk.
Theodore Antonio Hawk.
Which, thinking of Tony Hawk, this just is in my head. He just opened a restaurant. He did something with
like a bar and grill?
Like with a former Playboy Playmate or something in San Diego. It was all too much to gather, but they had some news footage of the sort of, it's Diego. So people are just down there, vans.
Scissor cutting.
Oh, everyone's just
ribbon cutting.
Yeah. They set up a ramp, and it was this 60-year-old man on the skate ramp, and it just didn't have in my mind, I'm just thinking of Thrasher. I'm just thinking of my old fucking vids I used to watch.
He's also probably a bit beaten up. I mean, his body's got to be pretty hobbled.
You've been like sailing in the air. Is that what they do? And then coming back. Yeah, I mean, you can't do that. So watching him skate now he's at the talent equivalent of him as an 11-year-old skater.
Maybe not quite.
Maybe even younger.
Yeah.
Watching a 60-year-old Antonio Hawk skateboard now is like watching a 9-year-old Tony Hawk.
I didn't know he goes by Antonio. He wants by his full name.
I've known him back in the day. I'm from an original crew. So yeah, that was.
But yeah, I think.
Which brings me to Kelly Slater.
Yeah. You think about these guys a lot.
I think about Kelly Slater ever since we watched that fucking doc. His whole crew. I follow all of them on the gram. And their kids. Now, Kelly Slater, him, when he's 60, will I have the same sad feeling watching him rip the curl? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I think maybe there might be something
more majestic.
Well, more majestic maybe about the art of surfing, but maybe also that because old guys maybe surf in a different way that something
stylistically, you
something
mean?
Maybe changes over time. Whereas skating, it's like
you got to go hard.
You got to go hard.
There's only one way to go.
Might be some
the first time, though, when I was on that lip, the first time I was on the lip. Name one other professional skater. Listen, I was hanging out with the Bones Brigade, and I was on the lip. And they were like, fucking Roma, just fucking do it, man. And I just went off the lip.
Dropped in.
Dropped in. Thank you. But listen, when you got that sun shining down on that that beautiful water, it's just the whole natural element of it is much more beautiful than a dirty old fucking plywood ramp set outside of a fucking bar and grill in San Diego with some Playboy model from 40 years ago talking about like $1 margaritas.
Amir had a crazy thing happen. Amir went to Hawaii a couple of months back.
Business or pleasure?
Pleasure. And he surfed his...
Did he bring his board?
His whole life. He did not go. He did not bring a board. He did not go surfing. However, he was...
Wait a minute. He surfs.
Yes.
He went to the Mecca.
Yeah.
Didn't bring his Bible.
But
excuse me, it's great.
Quran.
Excuse me.
Well, it's sort of like, I mean, you can surf in Hawaii, obviously, in other places, but you can't just because Amir's been surfing his whole life doesn't mean he could go and like surf pipeline.
I don't think he's going to dominate, but I would like to see him at least fall in.
I don't know. You could die.
Okay.
So, but his lady friend that he was with's father is also a lifetime surfer.
Holy
if I'm not
shit.
mistaken. So he was like, I'm here. I got to go to Pipeline and like see it. And his lady was like, will you film some footage of the pipeline and like send it to my dad?
Yeah, of course I will.
And so he sends me this video. He's sitting on the North Shore of Hawaii. He's filming pipeline. Pipeline's kind of like breaking pretty big,
Okay.
and he's like just filming the waves, and just walking down the beach is this surfer. And as he comes into frame, it's Kelly Slater, and he's got like no shirt
now,
on.
stop
and
it.
He's like looking at the water, and Amir's like, this just literally like it just happened. Like he was just filming it, and then he looked, and he's like, his like childhood hero is just like walking down the beach and like looking at the surf, and then he's like, then he like got into the water and just like went and like surfed, and so he's
This
like,
this is
so
too much.
crazy. The video is crazy. Because it's just
So by himself, just solo, the greatest
walking
surfer of
down-
all time.
walking down the shore.
So he's in Rucker Park in New York. He wants to watch a pickup basketball game because his girlfriend's father used to play semi-pro ball. And all of a sudden, all alone, Michael Jordan walks by himself with a ball.
And just like
I'm going to just shoot some free throws. Cool. Oh, wow, that's Michael Jordan at Rucker Park. Pretty cool.
crazy, right?
Yes.
Such a crazy, cool.
Yes.
Feels like kismet. Or
It'd be like going to the Radio Hall of Fame, filming it because your girlfriend's father loved old-timey radio. And there's Jonathan Larroquette with a microphone in his hand.
just walking.
Slowly walking alone past the Radio Hall of Fame.
It's pretty stunning little situation there.
Dear Amy.
Yeah.
Dear Jonathan.
Yeah.
In the early years of our marriage, my husband and I had a small collection of pornography magazines. We have not looked at these magazines in years, and I want to get rid of them. I don't want to put them in the trash or recycling, and I'm at a loss for the best way to do this. From Delicate. Well, 466 North Hope. Well, I'm sorry. First of all,
I'll send you a stamped envelope. Wait. Okay. First of all, why don't you? Oh, because you don't want a child to find them in the trash.
I mean,
Is that why? Or you just don't want anyone else to experience any joy from these magazines?
well, I mean,
You
that's
want-
it. Selfishly,
You just want the joy to stop.
yeah, all the joy from your husband and I enjoying, but no one's going to. Kids aren't fun. I mean, this isn't. I mean, if this was written in the '80s, we were going through trash looking for magazines. How many kids are like? You could wave the magazines to the next door neighbor who's a teenager and throw them in the trash, and he's, yeah, I'm cool. I'm on Pornhub. I'm cool. He'll just wave out. I'm cool. Thank you. You're so sweet, Gladys. Thank you.
But also, how is it that you don't know how to destroy something that you don't want to throw in the garbage?
Well, you got to write in and find out how to destroy. It's called a match.
I mean, it's so crazy.
Take your old tattered American flags, legal to do, put it in, and
I think maybe you could also just go in and paint over each page, and then throw them away after the paint's dried.
okay. Paint what? Over the genitalia?
Or just
the whole thing?
Black out the whole thing. It's probably easier just to
Just put an Easter bunny over the dicks. Like, this is very weird.
Or
Dear
just
Delicate,
dip them
well,
in
Amy, she wanted to say, you should recycle these magazines. I suggest bundling your porn between two copies of
your tax returns.
Highlights magazine.
Whoa, that's a
Worst idea ever.
draw them in.
Best idea ever. Worst idea ever is to sandwich them in something that a child would see and want.
And be like, oh, highlights. I don't have this. Whoa, this is a crazy fucking issue.
Or your
This is
most
a very thick issue.
Or your
of
most
highlights.
boring catalogs. Placing the bundle in a brown paper bag, cut side up so the spine doesn't show. Cut off any mailing labels before you do.
This is
This woman
absolutely
needs to
psychotic.
retire.
This
And by
is-
retire, I mean...
that is really nuts.
and then...
And then
In a daring pre-dawn raid, stash them in front of your neighbor's house.
who's running for office?
Yeah, find anyone running for local
Like
city council
civic
and put them.
council.
And make sure you call the local WXEN news. Make sure they're there. Or time your curbside placement. Alternatively, You could try shredding these magazines and recycling the shreds by containing them in a sealed cardboard box. This is to keep your shredded porn from blowing throughout the neighborhood. Is this woman, is she okay? These are one of these things where like, if you say
You're gonna look in 2 years. And
there's
be like,
something, there's something wrong.
Growing in her brain.
This poor woman, there's something wrong with her. And so there's no family members that read her column to be like, there's 52 Dannon Activias, all the same flavor stacked up, and she says that she needed to go to the supermarket to get more Activia. There's something wrong with mom.
With Amy.
With Amy. By mom, I mean
Amy.
Mamie. Mamie!
I
This is crazy advice.
I mean,
Shred it and then reconfigure it and put different dicks on different bodies. I never thought of it that way. Make a crazy, use a female head, fucking use different body parts and create a new type of sexual awesome human with many dicks and boobs.
yeah, just burn the fucking things.
Burn them.
I
Don't burn them though.
No, I mean,
Donate them.
what-
Give them to a
what-
homeless person at the very least. Hey,
I wonder what we're
today's your
talking
lucky
about.
day.
What do you think they are? I mean, are they just like penthouses?
They're really good. They're vintage, essentially. Yeah. Archive those. Put gloves on and archive them like a normal person
Photograph
would. Photograph every page.
High-end digital.
Yeah.
High-res digital. Upload them.
Upload them. I don't know. Get them back. First of all, that never gets old. That doesn't expire. Get them back out. Why aren't you looking at him anymore? How you blow your husband's mind. Walk up and be like, hey, remember this? Throw some huge jugs from 1978 in his face. I remember this. I remember this.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. I love you. I love you. I thought about burning them, but I love you too
Something
much.
tells me that she hasn't looked at them in years, but maybe, maybe he has.
Oh, he has. Oh, I totally forgot about those jugs from 1978. March. Elizabeth Adams Olsen. What? Like, oh, boy. Amy.
What? Spine up?
Spine up, cut, rewound, duct tape out, face down, porch. What?
You imagine getting busted?
Imagine, you're making coffee, you got to go to work early, and you look out, and your next door neighbor's dropping a bundle on your lawn, and you walk out, and it's porn from the 80s? What the fuck are you doing? Oh.
I don't know. USA Today snapshots. Bank heists in the USA are down. Bank robberies, burglaries, and larcenies. Average bank heist, robbery, or burglary would net about $5,546 in 2010. In 2018, $3,033. Yeah. Plus, impossible to get away with.
I wouldn't imagine if you were given a task, if you had to pick from a list of things, like somebody like you have to do one of these.
It'd be easier to get away with murder, right?
It would be easier to murder someone you know and try to get away with it than to
Rob a bank.
Than to pick a bank and rob it and get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yet there's still a lot of people. I guess people are still trying. Obviously, much less.
Money.
Much less money. You can't.
Yeah.
It'd be impossible.
And it's impossible.
Impossible. I mean, maybe the two of us, we could maybe murder somebody, maybe, and get away with it. There's no way the two of us could fucking rob a bank. How are we going to do that?
Well, the thing about robbing a bank,
It'd take us 3 months to pick our masks. We'd fight over that.
I think the thing about it also is that it's one of those things that in order to steal it, you have to do it when everyone's there. Most of the time.
Yeah, when you're good call. When you're murdering somebody,
or when you're stealing something. Most of the time, you want to steal something when no one's around.
No one's around.
But in order,
not when it's packed house.
Yeah, that's sort of one of the.
And when you want to murder an individual person with your podcast partner, you don't do it when everyone's around.
No.
You do it when no one really is around.
Yeah.
You hear that, Jeff? When no one's really around. When it's just the two guys doing the podcast and that one other person that needs to be murdered for this scenario.
For said scenario.
if you will. Rob a fucking bank? I mean, I'm thinking right now who I'd be. I'm trying to think of what would I go with?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Would we go as like Breaking Bad? Like the two guys in Breaking Bad?
Well, like get masks that look like them?
Yeah.
You're in your underwear running around. Bryan Cranston robbed the bank? No. I want to go in like fucking Point Break
Scary?
style, like presidents or fucking. We'd have to do something. What are we
It's
going to
also
do?
played out though. So what would we do?
Like probably like maybe you go as Kobe.
Could we go as the Simpsons?
You go as
Marge?
Lisa. I'll go as Lisa, and you go as Marge. We were just robbed by the Simpsons. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Quality logo products. We put your logo on sweet stuff. Now, apparently, this is just like a wacky old company that does a lot of business.
Personalization of candy?
A lot of businesses. They throw a lot of logos on swag, or is that the word? Thermoses,
Merch.
bags, totes. They do a lot of little sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer.
So that's their sweet spot right there. You know, I guess you go to a conference and here.
Shaking a lot of hands.
Yeah, or just, what's here? We put our logo on this. What do you do? You're a muffler? Yeah, best mufflers in Flagstaff, and it's a hand sanitizer, I guess. So they did an analysis, a study on America's health and hygiene. They spoke with nearly 3,000 Americans, adult Americans. They wanted to find out what were the cleanest cities and what were the filthiest cities. Some of the criteria that they used, they crunched the numbers on asking people, how often do you take a shower? How often do you brush your teeth? How often do you change your bed sheets? How many days do you wear the same pair of underwear? That's crazy. Some people had 4 days. Dog. How often do you wash your hands? And how often do you clean your house? So these were the things that they took into account. I'm going to tell you the 5 cleanest cities. Number 5, New York City. I'm going to count Brooklyn. We're going to be there. Murmur Ballroom, Saturday night, July 27th. Come shake us with those clean hands, because we're going to come right back at you. God, these are clean. Nice to meet you, clean. Thank you. Number 4, Detroit. Funny. Really interesting, because we got clean hands, and you do too. Shake it, Saturday night, June 22nd, Magic Pack. Nice to meet you, clean hands. Boom, 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 boom. So fine, not a problem. Number 3, Charlotte. Never been there. It was in Raleigh. Clean ass fucking hands. I would say probably the state of North Carolina. They take that shit very seriously.
Yeah.
Number 2, very interesting. New Orleans. Hello, nice to meet you again. I guess we're going to a lot of places. I'm shaking. That's Saturday night, July 2nd. One-Eyed Jacks. Clean,
July
clean,
7th.
clean, clean. July 6th. What did I
You
say?
said second.
2nd.
6th.
6th. July 6th. Saturday night.
Yeah.
4th of July is Thursday. America. How the fireworks going to be down there?
Don't know.
Okay.
It's gonna be something over the
Get
water.
back.
Some barges.
Cleanest city in the United States.
I mean, I had one of the craziest firework experiences of my entire life in New Orleans as a
that
child.
that was private, and so
was
that was
private.
Yeah, we can go out
But
to
you can buy
Slidell that they have on
you
Live
can buy
PD.
crazy ass.
I'm gonna roll out to Slidell, and I bet that's gonna be
pop pop.
shooting it out of fucking alligators' butts. Look at that coming out of the alligator's butt. Like, all right, I'm here. I'm just gonna go with it. I'll see you down there 4th of July weekend. I'm just gonna put a towel over my shoulder
To
dab it. I'm gonna do the voodoo. I'm gonna walk the cemetery. I'm gonna just be like, I'm gonna live down here. I'm gonna talk like that. I'm doing the whole episode. I hope that doesn't annoy you. The entire episode, I'm gonna talk like that, because I'm talking like that from the second I land at the airport until I'm back at LAX. No, I'm gonna thank that flight attendant. I'm gonna call you a stewardess, and I'm gonna thank you for that hospitality. Oh, man, I'm gonna go to Cafe Du Monde. I'm gonna see if I can. They'll probably think I'm a local. Want to order my beignet? Yeah, you can have one, you fucking psychopath. Sorry, back to business. The cleanest city in the United States. Have never been there. Have always wanted to go. Awesome city. I mean, it pops off. Ain't no joke. Hot. Hot temperature, hot nights.
Miami.
Miami is right. Cleanest city in the fucking country. They take that shit seriously.
Seems like some of the most debaucherous cities in America are also the cleanest.
New Orleans, New York, Miami. Maybe that's just how they know it's going to get so real. So let's keep sanitizer on us at all times. Can you tell me the filthiest fucking city in this country? I could say a key word. All of the studies said this is the grungiest city in the country. And I said, ooh, yeah, I bet.
Seattle.
Yep.
I would have maybe guessed that without that sweet hint.
And I guess that fucking sweet music had to just come from it. They said, we are so fucking dirty and grungy up here. Let that music reflect it. Oh, what's this? A lot of fucking, you know what? We're so filthy up here with our secondhand fucking shirts tied around our waists. Let's just be filthy and grungy. Let the music reflect our dirty hands. Yeah, I mean, you'd think Amazon would have cleaned up that mess, but I guess not.
Not quite.
Not quite. You know what else? There's another city, and you'll know this one too, that popped up right around there. Think of another fucking kind of grungy old cool city, and we've been.
SF.
Nope.
Cool city that we've been to.
Great city. We've been to a couple times, and it gets dirty up in there. You got to wash your hands before, during, and after you eat. Great city, though. Beautiful outdoor city.
But like Portland?
Nope.
No. What?
Denver, Colorado.
I would not have thought that.
You better wash your hands, because this study said they don't.
Interesting.
That's on your fingernails. Waiter, put those nachos down. What's underneath your fingernails, sir?
That's more of an outdoorsy kind of filth, though, probably.
So
right?
it's
kind
not
of
so much
mountainy?
filth. It's more just the earth.
Just earth.
Natural.
God made the dirt so it don't hurt.
It don't hurt, so I'm going to put it on your vegan notch. Cool? No. Actually not. Not at all. What's that fucking filthy... Did you go to that filthy vegan restaurant in Minneapolis? Did you end up going to that? There is a place that is so down and dirty in Minneapolis. Don't have the time, but if I Googled filthy, disgusting sewer pit vegan restaurant,
Hard Times?
it will pop right up.
Hard Times?
Is that the name of it?
Is it with the aquarium in it? It's got the... It's like open 24 hours or whatever?
Yeah, it's open 24 hours. And the clientele, and you know.
It's like a lot of homeless people and
Dog,
stuff kicking it there?
this place, woo! But that's where the locals go. And so, Jonathan, I like to soak up the atmosphere of the locals. Just type in, if restaurants gave grades like they do in other cities, this would get an F because it's a disgusting pigsty Minneapolis vegan, and it will pop up. Oh, my God. You want to talk about dirt on them hands.
Spoon River? No.
Vegan Minneapolis?
Hard
Not pop-
Times Cafe?
It must be it. Does the website just show a toilet? Should just be a toilet with a
Closes
vegan.
at 4 a.m., reopens at 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's it. There's a vegan
punk rock atmosphere
Yep.
at almost all hours. I
Yep.
was right.
You were right.
And I've never...
How'd you
Because I
remember
went
that?
there when I was 20.
Weird.
And it was so sketchy back then. I mean, cops coming there all the time. It was fucking...
It's called Hard Times. That's
Hard Times.
They're really fucking living up to it.
Yeah, Hard Times Cafe.
Yeah.
That place is grimy.
It's so cute. Yeah, right.
4.4 stars, 846
There
reviews.
it is. The menu is a cockroach, like handing you a sweet potato fry. Here. Enjoy it.
If
Oh,
someone
you do your own dishes here. Weird.
Oh, that's right.
Weird. Oh, I never. Oh, this is a. Oh, wait a minute. I order it. I write the order. I make the food. You eat it, and then I do the dishes. It's Hard Times, bitch. All right. It's cold out though. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
You better get inside. Wait a minute. So you put this fucking dump place in the coldest city on earth, and then you made it in the hours when it is the absolute coldest is the only time you're open. So you're open from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the coldest city in the world, only in the winter. How is the clientele in the living room situation here? Who's eating
been
here?
like that.
Who's eating here?
It was like that.
Who's eating here? It's 3 o'clock in the morning and it's -7 degrees outside. Who's eating in here?
Junkies.
Hey, everybody.
Cold junkies.
Do your dishes, Jonathan. What? You heard me. Okay.
I don't know how to do dishes. If someone is passionate about what they do, we see it as more legitimate to exploit them, according to new research from Duke University's Fuqua School of Business.
That's the Antoine Fuqua School of Business.
Professor Aaron Kay found that people see it as more acceptable to make passionate employees do extra unpaid and more demeaning work than they did for employees without the same passion. Quote, "It's great to love your work," said Kay, "but there can be costs when we think of the workplace as somewhere workers get to pursue their passions. Understanding contemporary forms of exploitation, attributions of passion serve to legitimize the poor treatment of workers." That's the title, by the way.
What was the title?
Title of this study. Understanding contemporary forms of exploitation, attributions of passion serve to legitimize the poor treatment of workers, is forthcoming in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. Kay, the senior author on the research, worked with Professor Troy Campbell of the University of Oregon, Professor Stephen Shepard of Oklahoma State University, and Fuqua PhD student Jay Kim, who was the lead author. The researchers found that people consider it more legitimate to make passionate employees leave family to work on a weekend, work unpaid, and handle unrelated tasks that were not in the job description. The researchers found that this tendency to exploit passion arises from two beliefs.
Yeah.
One, that the work on its own is a reward.
Oh, this is like the work itself.
They love it.
Fills you up. Makes
Look
you feel
at him.
good, right?
Look at him. He loves
He's
this.
smiling.
Also, that the employee would have volunteered to do it anyway.
Listen, he does everything anyway. So why don't you pull him away from his daughter's softball game?
This is an example of compensatory justifications. Compensatory? Compensatory? No, it's like compensation, but compensatory justifications, something that Kay has studied in other settings.
So you find the employees. What is it? You're taking advantage of them because they
Can't say no because they're so passionate about the thing.
so passionate about the work that you exploit. You exploit them, which you wouldn't do to someone if.
You couldn't.
Oh, Jim doesn't give a fuck. Oh, he didn't give a fuck.
Probably couldn't.
So just pay him and like not have him do anything.
Yeah.
Jerry. Jerry was in the Marines. He does exactly what he's fucking told. Just tell him to fucking do it. Drive 3 hours to your ex-wife's house to drop off an alimony bag of money. He'll do it. It's Jerry.
He loves this job.
He was in the military. He listens. Hey, Jerry. What do you know about hierarchy? Let's break you down.
That's not good.
It's
a
not good.
Good sign.
But is that the person? Is that a type of person that sort of they're just great employees because they I don't know. What is that? Because sometimes you go into a place and you're literally trying to do this is when I have to be here from here to here, and I will do fucking as little as possible. Where there are just some people that they just take it upon themselves, like I'm here, and you know.
Well, I think there's people that are obviously there are the situations like that where people are passionate about these things, that they do love the job or the end result of the job in some way, and that can maybe keep your work ethic and enthusiasm up. There's people who probably it's a personality trait or disorder where they they don't have good boundaries, let's say.
Okay.
So that they
And so
allow
they wanna-
themselves to be or that they say yes to everything.
They want to
because
please. They're people pleasers.
let's,
So essentially, in HR, you want to hire people with limited boundaries that are people pleasers,
and then take advantage
and then
of them.
take advantage of all of them, and then pit them against each other to see who can do the most amount of work for the least amount of money. I think that's the system that we have.
Sort of the system we have in
built.
place.
And then the idea is you just want to try to get in there, and can you just lace yourself out and
But
do as little as possible?
The counterintuitiveness comes in the fact that type of drive or enthusiasm or just the metabolism, because I think some people probably can handle it better than others,
Okay.
isn't rewarded in the way that maybe you would think it would be, because the idea, well, one is like you're saying in the last episode, is that, we don't want to give money to people if we can keep it for ourselves, but also the thought that they will somehow become more complacent if they're less willing to do it if they're more satiated, or compensated appropriately.
Okay.
That if you reward it, then that it's going to be like, well, I get rewarded for doing this.
So
but they were like,
wanna
no,
beat
this
them. So you
person
wanna-
already does it without being
So you
rewarded. So
if-
why reward them
so
if
why
they
not-
haven't asked to be
Why
rewarded?
not hit them as well and let them? Sometimes they can be hit if they don't do it. I see, boss. So that fridge in the back, that's
Stinks.
oh, it stinks like fucking tuna. Jerry, what do you know about getting in that fridge? Jerry, I know you're over here, you're coding, you're a numbers guy primarily, but are you a cottage cheese kind of guy? Kind of getting your hands into the old stuff, getting it in the old trasharoonie? Thank you, we're going to beat you.
Don't make us beat you.
Oh, shit. You had that thing tonight? Oh, your kid's thing was tonight. Fucking gots to tell her you can't do that. You know why? Because that fridge stank. Don't make me beat you.
It's not cool.
It's not good to exploit people. But
I think the other thing is that exploiting someone also denotes the awareness
oh, it's diabolical
that
you can exploit.
you're doing it. And I think
Oh, yeah.
in
That's the very
situations-
definition of exploitation.
Right, but I think in some situations
Nothing bosses like to do more.
people do put themselves in a position where whether they're overcompensating for something, or whether they, like I said, they think that that's what they how they qualify or themselves in the world.
Yeah.
If you give somebody something for nothing, we've learned this in ways, but if you give something to somebody for nothing, it's more difficult to get them to give you something for it later on down the line.
Oh, no, but I get this for nothing.
Exactly. Rather than
Oh, no, you don't understand.
not
I
ever
get this.
giving it to them.
I don't get this for nothing.
And then
I get
saying,
it.
well, if you want that, you got to...
No, you don't understand. I get it for nothing. Don't make me beat you. No, is that lettuce? Did that lettuce turn, Jerry?
So, it might be, like I said, it's
Stop exploiting people.
Stop
bosses.
exploiting people, but also have better boundaries.
Oh, you're saying, yeah, Jerry needs better boundaries, but Daryl exploits. Barbara Strauss Lodge is a writer. She's also co-founder of Above the Noise Foundation, which creates sober music festivals.
Wow. Just
Talk about a fucking downer right there. That just deflates the room, right? Sober music festival, it just like, it just sloths everything out. Like everybody just like, wah. Everything was going great, Barb, until you said those three shitty ass words, sober music festival. So she wrote an article to the LA Times. It was, I guess, an investigative expose more than anything from what I can ascertain. You can be the judge. Last week, I legally purchased a recreational drug powerful enough that it can cause blackouts, paralysis, even fatal brain damage.
what is it? Edible?
Hold on. This pusher, this seller,
The brownie?
was surprisingly easy to find in almost any of the hundreds of smoke and tobacco shops occupying virtually every square mile of the city of Los Angeles. Nitrous
Salvia?
oxide.
Oh.
a.k.a. Whippets. NOS, N2O. It's so readily available because of a confusing provision in California law that allows its sale to those older than 18 as long as it's not to be inhaled. This is intended to allow it for culinary and automotive use, but smoke and tobacco shops and stores that specializes in inhalants have been selling nitrous oxide for years without anyone paying any attention. Huffing or inhaling nitrous oxides, it's addictive. It's big money. And it became my son's drug of choice when he resided in a local sober living facility. How's that crew? Late night. Cracking just all night. Keep it down in there. We're cracking whippets, yo. We can't keep it down. You got to put it in the thing and crack it. Sober. It is undetectable on drug tests and a well-known option for those who want to get high without getting caught. To investigate how freely it is, I guess, yes, this is an investigation. How freely it is sold for recreational purchases. I dropped into my local smoke shop. Probably what?
This chick sounds like a fucking hoot.
What?
You know?
So what'd she put on? Let me put on here. I'm coming in here.
Like a Bob Marley t-shirt?
Yeah, I'm going to put on my old Bob Marley tie-dye. Put on my old flip-flops. Like, oh no, Barbara. Just wear what you wear and go in and be like,
can I have whippets?
Yeah, no, hold on. Hey, I'm giving a party. I lied to the salesperson. Yeah, he probably got that.
I knew that.
Do you have something called whippets? This way, he said, nodding towards a plastic tub brimming with colorful balloons that are used to inhale the drug. Next to this display of inhaled paraphernalia was the holy grail of cheap pie cases of Whippets, the original. Officially marketed for culinary use, these boxes feature a smiling woman in 1960s-style dress showing off her whipped cream dispenser. Within minutes, I was able to purchase $12 carton of 24 canisters of nitrous oxide, a dispenser, sometimes called a cracker, and 4 royal blue balloons. Hey, I'm throwing a wing-dang-danger tonight. You know what I mean? You got my drift, right?
Lots of desserts.
There's going to be a lot of sugary snacks, if you know what I mean. Barbara. Barbara.
I love whippets.
Oh, whippets fuck you up.
They don't.
They do.
They don't.
Well, you do 30 of them, they do.
No, they don't. It doesn't. It's not cumulative.
Well, one would beg to differ.
It's not cumulative like
Not
that.
at all? So your 500th is your first.
Same
Same
They
thing.
only last 40 seconds.
Duration,
Yes.
but not cumulative in scope.
What do you mean?
Damage?
We don't know that.
We don't know that. I mean, we do.
We don't.
We do.
Don't.
Barack Obama don't do whippets. Everybody in this parking lot does. Awesome guy. Losers. We do. But anyway, anecdotally, you are correct.
Scientifically,
with the science we're still in.
After very, very, very long-term heavy use, there are documented cases of nerve damage.
Okay.
And obviously people say that they pop brain cells, and that's sort of that's a misconception. Also that
misnomer.
brain cells don't regenerate, also a misconception.
Okay.
And there are a lot worse things you could probably inhale. Let's put it that way.
I would say that's definitely, yeah.
As far as inhalants
yeah.
go, it is a mild...
It's a G-rated inhalant.
It is a mild anesthetic that is used in medical procedures there's a lot worse things you could do. But obviously there are situations and scenarios in which people have done damage to themselves.
A lot of people probably falling face first into campfires, that kind of shit.
You know, cracking
but
heads
really,
open.
it's different, you know.
But that's sort of like
Yeah, that's
it's sort of
A and B doesn't cause C. Yeah, he did that whippet. Yeah, he did fall face first into this campfire. But Jonathan, these are two separate incidences. He did the whippet here. The campfire is 6 feet away over here. I do not see a correlation between the two. Everybody, it's fine. Do them. It's not bad.
I'm just saying, in safer circumstances
Okay.
that you can
No campfires.
zero campfire situation, you can do a lot of them.
I mean, they're probably good for you, the way you're breaking it down. They actually might be.
We had a theory for a while about them, which
Who's we? Who's we? Because I'd love this brain trust to come together, this scientific body.
we would call it oxygen therapy.
Oxygen therapy, barometric oxygen therapy.
Because as the world's changing, we're going to have to learn how to adapt to a world that has less oxygen in it.
We're learning that, what we're doing in the environment. So whippets are actually a precursor for how we're going to have to live our lives.
Learning how to breathe without oxygen.
So it's actually good for
oxygen deprivation therapy.
This is actually beneficial.
I'm probably
you might be more adapted already to that future world.
Definitely would think I would.
You might be the only one that lives.
I might have a leg up.
And here's our sci-fi movie. You're the last one left, King of the Whippets, standing on this non-oxygenated world. Play it, spaghetti cheese string cheese spaghetti incident, or whatever your name is. Play it. Is Widespread Panic still a band? Play it. So Barbara, she's doing her thing. She's writing things. She's doing festivals. She's got investigative work.
Yeah.
Her son, her poor son.
Oh, well, you know.
Her son must love going to those festivals once he's out of in between rehabs. Those must be a blast. What are you doing, Mom? I just got out of a facility. What are you doing? Oh, it's great, son, because this weekend we're having a sober music festival. You should come along and bring all of your friends from the facility.
But no nitrous.
It'll last.
Don't bring any nitrous.
Don't bring any nitrous, but you'll have so much of a great time at this fucking awesome rock and roll sober music festival that you'll be like, who needs all that?
Yeah, I mean,
This good band is
playing. If she was my mom, I would probably do whippets too.
Yeah.
My guess is,
if your mom was doing investigative work at local smoke shops, going in like, hey, what's up? Crazy, all right, it's crazy. Jewel. So anyway, I'm having some people over tonight.
Jewel the singer or the
Jewel? I love Jewel. She's from Alaska. Lived in her car. Was homeless for a bit. Great songs. Anyway, was having a little ram dang dinger tonight. They still call them that, right? Mom. Free molecular biology lessons. Is that something I can interest you in?
Yeah.
How did you start as an egg and eventually become yourself? Do you ever think that? What the fuck are... That's what it says. What the fuck are archaea? A-R-C-H-A-E-A. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I looked it up what it was just so I could tell you. It's any group of single-celled prokaryotic organisms, that is organisms whose cells lack a defined nucleus, that have distinct molecular characteristics separating them from bacteria, which is the other more prominent group of prokaryotes, as well as from eukaryotes, organisms including plants and animals whose cells contain a defined nucleus. Would you be offended if I called you an archaeon? No, because I can't pronounce it and don't know what it is, but I would be like, hey, Brainiac, what are you saying to me? Would you call me? What's the difference between you and your cat? What's the difference between a cat and a cation? Ooh, riddles. Cation, a.k.a. positive ion, is an atom or group of atoms that bears a positive electric charge. That's the difference, sir.
So my cat has a negative charge.
So, are you interested in a species change? Why do you not look like your father? Might the milkman be your actual daddy?
I don't like this. I started out more interested. Than
But
I
now
am.
he's getting a
Now
little, he's getting a little sarcastic with you. A little catty,
confrontational.
confrontational. There's a profound molecular explanation behind all these questions, Jonathan. You're interested in more? An ordained molecular evangelist is spreading the gospel about the elegant nature of the biological world. And if you're interested, please inquire below. And serious inquiries only, group applications encouraged. When I tore this off the telephone pole in Silver Lake, all those little fucking little hanging Chad dangly dinglies were all gone. So this shit done filled up. I got there and was like, yeah.
He was like,
And they were like, no, we're done filled up.
No room at the inn.
You should have gotten here earlier. With your little stupid molecular body, didn't get here earlier. He got real snarky.
He seems it through and through.
He like whispered, like, bitch ass Archeon. I was like, what? And there was nothing there because it was the wind. Because that's molecular biology, dog. And I'm not going to know anything about this. Mm-mm. There's a lot of like those squiggly letters and lines that mean shit. I don't know. I'll never learn what all those fucking squiggles mean.
I'm sure there'd be maybe another round of...
I guess I'll just have to keep going back to that same telephone pole. But this is a motherfucking molecular evangelist.
The molecular
This is
evangelist.
a sex cult.
Ultimately, probably.
Ultimately, probably. Because there ain't no way if you have any of this fucking snarky ass good knowledge, you're going to give that shit up for free. Ultimately, you're trying to get in some... He wants intelligent people to fuck. He gets off. I shouldn't say he. This woman gets off on fucking smart people. Well, maybe they're not smart because maybe they would have known what all this is. They wouldn't have to be like, I don't need free molecular biology lessons on a telephone pole, you dummy. I'm a fucking scientist.
Yeah. So
I fuck other scientists. So he's looking for dum-dums like me.
To fuck.
To fuck.
To watch fuck?
To fuck.
Fuck them.
She wants to fuck me. And so she put that on the telephone pole. I want to fuck that dum-dum. He don't know the difference between a cat and a catty-on. He ain't going to learn it either. Because my sole purpose is to fuck him. I ain't going to teach him shit.
I feel like that person that she tore off all the chads prior to hanging it to make it look...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes. And
like
then...
just leave one, and then somebody tore that one, and then you found it.
And okay, so then she'll put it back up in a little while, and I'll be like, oh. Because, oh, God, I got here in time.
Yeah.
But did you? Because she's the wind watching you, Archeon, or however the fuck you say it.
The wind is watching you, Archeon.
You think it's Arch or Arc? A-R-C-H?
It's Archeon.
Archie Comics.
Female fruit flies. This is a little long, but hopefully worthwhile. Female fruit flies can feel when a sexual partner is a good fit. Scientists have long known that proteins in a male fly's ejaculate make female flies temporarily lose interest in other partners. It's a trick male flies use to raise the chance that eggs get fertilized with their sperm and not someone else's. But a new study suggests that the sensation of sex, regardless of sperm, can also make females reject other partners. Researchers report May 6, 2019 in the journal Neuron. It could be a quick way a female fly determines whether she should keep trying to mate or whether she can take a break.
Take a break from fucking?
Yeah.
Okay.
When a female fly has uninterrupted sex, a pair of neurons exclusive to females carry the quote stop mating messages from the sensory neurons in the abdomen up to the brain, the team found. The phenomenon, dubbed the copulation effect, might be especially important in the wild where mating can be interrupted. A mechanism for a female fly to quickly detect that she has successfully mated could be a boon. The finding was a bit of an accident, researchers said. They had initially been hunting for neurons involved in reward circuitry. Then they'd noticed that certain cells in female flies sent very strong reward messages to the brain when stimulated. But those cells didn't even exist in males. The cells must have some sex-specific role, the researchers suspected. In one experiment, they paired female fruit flies with males that couldn't ejaculate.
Yeah, they knew that, though.
After mating...
From previous studies, probably. This fool can't come. Oh, yeah, I know him. That's fruit fly BA221. Yeah.
Call him Jerry.
Oh, Johannes? He can't come.
After mating, females lost interest in other males, even though that they hadn't received any sperm. But when researchers blocked the neuron's activity, the female flies kept trying to mate.
Okay.
These cells seem to control a new way female flies determine they've successfully had sex, independent of the so-called sperm effect.
It didn't even matter. Okay, get another fruit fly, huge loads. Go into that back fridge. Get that, you know the one. DXX92, he's all the way in the back. Enormous fruit fly loads. No, it doesn't matter. Okay.
The sperm effect can kill females' interest in mating for up to a week. But it takes a while to set in. This new mechanism appears to happen much more quickly, although it fades faster.
But it's just...
So that's the sperm effect, meaning I got sperm, I don't need to do anything, makes them lose interest in mating for up to a week. However, it takes a while to happen for the body to recognize that it received sperm.
Could take a week.
This mechanism,
it
appears much more quickly.
Wow.
Essentially buying time for the other mechanism to kick in. So essentially you feel as though you've had sex. So for a little while.
Just got, fruit fly back got blown out. And so it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And now within the time that it maybe takes for that to set in and fade, by then the body knows if it's received the sperm and then continues to not need to mate.
Just chilling. Take
So
this week off.
It buys a little time for the other mechanism seemingly to kick in.
Ooh. Irregardless of load.
Well, yes. In order to determine whether it's
Let's
received
talk load volume.
a load.
Okay. Let's talk fruit fly load volume, please, scientist.
Now the researchers are figuring out exactly how reward fits in. Their original goal. Male flies.
The original, that was not even...
This was all an aside.
So all
This is a scientific aside.
They stumbled onto this beautiful world.
Yes.
Sexual world. You don't think that were they hoping for this?
I mean,
to kind of pivot the research?
I don't know, but they were probably thrilled when it happened.
Oh, this is awesome because this is so boring, but now this is so much better.
Male flies find mating rewarding only when they ejaculate.
Okay.
That's past research has shown that. But females are more of a mystery. The next step is to understand whether sex is rewarding to females.
Actual fucking.
Yes.
Regardless of load. Just the act. Is that... What is that? That's what we got to pinpoint.
What?
I want to focus more just on the straight fucking.
Well,
when are they going to do that?
That's what
research?
they're doing.
They're going to do that research now.
They're as we speak.
And that's research we could get involved in. How is this?
Volunteer?
Just me talking about career changes, and
I mean, we could certainly
want to get into the field of the STEM. I love the idea.
Try to have some of our own experiments and maybe hand over some of our findings.
At the very least, try to gather some of our own fruit fly research from this end in the field, report back to them, and see if everything jibes.
Yeah.
So we've been doing a lot of that shit too. What are you guys finding? Cool. I'll tell you, man, this is a big, beautiful, crazy world, and we're all just trying to make our way through it. And some people end up with some real kooky jobs. Got to hand it to them. That's good stuff. You got to make a living.
Yeah.
They little off center, just fruit fly fucking all the time. But hey. It's got to do. It must be for something, right? It's got to be not. It's not for nothing.
No.
I mean, we tell ourselves that when we're on our computer doing our research. This is all not for naught. This is for something. But I think for them, they can get away with that.
Yeah.
You don't get it, Ma. I'm doing research in here. This ain't not for naught or whatever. Question. I was watching Live PD and. Get that camera off me. You can't film me. Every person. This is illegal. Fucking call my attorney. I'll sue you. They got to know by now, right?
That's not the case.
That's just 100% not the case.
What is the case?
Well, the case is they would know when you...
No, I'm saying what is the law?
I believe in regards to that, you have no reasonable... expectation of privacy in the outside world.
So it has nothing to do with law enforcement versus non-law
It's
enforcement.
just there.
So
this is a
I could walk up to a person on the street.
and put a camera in their face and say, "What TV show are you on?" When they do that and people watch that on TMZ, what makes them think that's any different from when they're like naked and they just fought their brother-in-law and like
I guess maybe because
they're
think
not
those
celebrities?
people, right? Because those people have opted in.
get that camera off me! I am on a television show. I'm not an actor in Hollywood. Shut up. That's a stupid thing to say. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. You're completely fucking naked, covered in your brother-in-law's blood, and Seth wants to watch it. And you have no reasonable expectation of privacy because you're in the middle of the street, dog, and your dick's dangling. And yes, Seth wants to watch it and have a coffee. You tell Seth I'm gonna sue him because you can't film me. This is fucking illegal.
So then why are there ones where the people's faces are blurred out?
It's a good question. That's what we got to get to.
What does that mean? Why do they? Because they're like royalty?
Their bloodline. Well, it depends on
Part of a secret.
how many family members have been on sitcoms. It really depends on what network.
But you know what I mean.
I think now, I think they're only blurred when you're watching things like on a Cops, because things that are happening live in real time in the world, and I would imagine that it's probably more of a sort of...
Because people do still have to sign releases. Because like you were saying, nowadays, everyone signs a release.
People say they got to be on TV.
Because they need to be on television no matter what.
Because
at any
agents
cost.
could be watching any time. I could get on
Well,
TV.
yeah, the guy...
They're casting.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
They're casting, right? Yeah, this is my brother-in-law's blood. I see that, but I clean up so good. And so now you're doing another season of OA. Is that something I can get? I'm going to clean up. Or you want to like this? You want to just stay like this? Okay.
But what? Yeah, what is it?
Now it's...
Why?
I bet on a live PD that...
Because it's live?
Well, yeah. You know, however live that... And because it's probably... I want to say news. That it's got some... That it's not... It's news.
It's journalistic.
Journalistic.
As opposed to something that's then edited
or used for maybe
like
for
financial gain.
Financial gain. But maybe yeah, that's a good like a Cops when they blur shit out. Oh, we should say that we dipped into a little bit of Cops. We don't want to. Let's just take a second to respect Cops and say that we enjoyed it thoroughly.
It has a nice tone to it.
It's got a beautiful PG-13 throwback, warm, comfy. It's like a blanket wrapped around you with a sort of cranberry spiced tea and loved ones.
Yeah,
It's got a very holiday, seasonal, beautiful feel to it.
I like that. There's a tone there.
Is a tone.
And it's still there.
And so I just want to respect Cops. We should remind folks Cops is on the Paramount Network. It's been on all this year. You can tune in on Monday nights. Don't be afraid to dip in on season 31. And I guess we're assuming that, we don't know how ratings are. I guess we're going to have to check the numbers. But let's just not say goodbye yet.
Let's not.
So maybe on that one, you got to get a release. I know.
Well, you know how they do sitcoms where like the 8 o'clock show is more of a family show. 8:30 skews a little darker. By 9:30, you're dealing with adult. I think they should just double up and just do Cops into live PD and just do a solid block. Join
maybe
forces.
Start more with. We watched the Cops. There was a stolen dog. Maybe that's more of an 8 p.m.
Like catching kids for tagging and stolen dogs,
shoplifters, and and we ease our way in. Wow,
you have a lot of pot. And
God,
then
that's
into
an extendo clip on this gun. You're a felon. That's more of a
a little bit later.
Yeah, you having a martini. That's more later. We're gonna have to find out exactly what all that is. I just do know that I guess celebrities just. They go outside, they expect that someone's going to take a camera, and they don't enjoy it, but they're never yelling. I've never heard anyone yell at a TMZ cameraman, "This is illegal, I'm going to sue you, you can't do this."
No.
And and maybe because they're spending more of their time trying to cash their paychecks from working as opposed to bashing their brother-in-law's skull over a stolen piece of pizza.
Well, they're maybe a little
They have different things
slightly less misinformed.
Okay. slightly more within the word. Get that fucking camera off me. You have no right to film me. Because they're like, I know my motherfucking rights. Well, first of all, you don't know shit. You don't have a fucking driver's license, so don't tell me what you know, sir. That's what I'd say if I was a cop. When cops say like license, it makes me laugh out loud. Like, do you have a registration? I want to like, it's like hysterical to me. Yeah, they have a registration and they have insurance too. Yeah, they have Progressive insurance and it's totally up to date. I mean, you better get that motherfucking camera off me. My fucking attorney. Who's your attorney? I mean,
Was there a time?
Maybe when the world was simpler back in the 80s when cops started.
When they
like,
first had camcorders? It was
yeah,
like
when it was
drone
like America's
technology where
Funniest
they're
Home
like,
Videos.
we're still trying to figure it out. Like,
Yeah,
this might
like,
not be legal. Or
what is that, a camcorder? What, you're recording me? I'm going to sue you. Maybe they're just,
Yeah, they're just holdouts.
Yeah. Like, wait a minute. That's what it is. Holy motherfucking shit. Is my image being captured for all of time? My fucking attorney will get that back. You're in a AM PM and you have got like kielbasa shoved down your fucking pockets in like a crack pipe and a stolen Huffy bicycle from a kid down the street. Kid's name's Daniel. His parents are outside and he's pointing at his bike. It says Daniel's bike. There's a picture of him on the handlebars.
In the bike.
So what do you know about? Is a hologram picture of Daniel in the handlebars. I'll call my fucking attorney. Different time, maybe.
Zapping the brains of people over 60
Okay.
with a mild electrical current
Mild.
improved a form of memory enough that they performed like people in their 20s. A new study found.
Ooh. Performed?
Someday people might visit clinics to boost that ability, which declines both in normal aging and in dementias like Alzheimer's, said researcher Robert Reinhardt of Boston University, published in the journal Nature and Neuroscience. The treatment is aimed at quote-unquote working memory.
What's that?
That's the ability to hold information in the mind for a matter of seconds as you perform a task.
Okay.
So I suppose that would be different from long-term memory and also even different from short-term
Don't even
memory.
want that. You just need, you want to live in the moment. So you only need
Working
right
memory.
now.
A task such as doing math in your head,
Well, that's not a real thing.
sometimes called the workbench or scratch pad of the mind.
Okay.
It's crucial for things like taking medications,
Yes.
paying bills,
Heating up coffee in the microwave.
buying groceries,
Oh, that's
or planning.
just, you like
Like I decided
lunch today.
Yeah.
We're meeting at Red Robin at noon.
So
That's good stuff. That's that frontier, that brain. Impossible, but they're getting in there, and that would help.
I would think there might be a little like
It'd help.
extra electricity going in there.
Get when we get a little bit older, and then it's hard.
Need a little bit more electricity.
Get a little boost. Look at me. You remembering like, oh my God,
Buzzing right now.
love that band. Haven't thought about them in 30 years. Bzzz, singing songs. Can't believe I remember that. Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking loved that band. It's so cool that I remember them after that fucking little zap. You need that.
Could I get that? Would it be something preventative?
That's what we got to work on. You want to do that now? No, this has got to be.
I'm gonna save that for when you need it.
Yeah, because that shit. Oh, that's. I mean, there's nothing worse than those sort of any sort of brain degenerative. That's just. That's it. That's nothing worse. I guess. Well, physically, there's things where your body deteriorates, but your mind.
Yeah.
The idea that your physical body, your
I mean, I think
vessel is whole, but your mind is going away. Come on now.
the concept of it is terrifying.
Nope. Too much. Too much.
The reality of it is tough, but there is a certain point. It seems with those that there is some type of mercy in that, as cruel of a sentence as it is, that there is a point when it's the worst for those around the person suffering, that person no longer has any
worst.
means
Totally.
of
But the idea of that
It's
happening
the
at like
time when you're teetering back and forth and you
Worst.
know that that's happening.
Oh,
I don't know
stop.
if I could get through.
But there's, but you just think about that happening at an extended age. There's a certain but the fact that so many people you read and see that it happens at a younger age when it's just like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Younger and younger. And they got to get on that. So much fucking, listen, no one loves huge fruit fly ejaculate more than this guy. You know that. That's been my fucking life's work. The last fucking, I've been in the lab, in the field and in the lab. But just unless finding out volume load on fruit flies will inadvertently help with any sort of degenerative brain diseases in human beings, I gonna say we put the brakes on that just for a spell. How about you take the summer off, let the flies fuck in peace. You come over to this lab where we actually do shit. You want to talk about like all of these people with these awesome fucking brains that are so intelligent and have spent their life's work has been acquiring knowledge and reading and writing and researching.
I think that's a bit of a generalization and a bit of an assumption on your part.
I would say
the ability to conduct research does not require extreme intelligence.
Well, maybe not just conduct research, but in anyone that's there's probably a level of an educational level that most people have reached that by default denotes intellect, not only in natural intellect, but in the application of that intellect in terms of what that would be.
You've seen some of these people. I mean, they don't know how to put shirts on properly.
That's true, but that's true.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That would denote.
Well, the guy on Jeopardy wins it. He can't smile, so it's like literally does not have the ability to smile. He's like, this is how you smile. It's not how you smile, James. It's not how you smile, homie.
Is he still winning?
Still winning. We're on a break now. They're on like
money?
a teacher's. It's not the money. It's just the style.
But Alex Trebek is sick too, right?
He's
fighting cancer.
He's battling cancer, but he looks stupid because he doesn't have the fucking mustache. But he's the same. I mean, he's fine. You wouldn't be able to tell. He's battling.
Just be weird if he passed away and this guy didn't ever lose, and so he actually went down in history as undefeated. He never lost at Jeopardy.
Because do you think Jeopardy will stop?
I think they should stop it.
You think it stops
Like
when
Zeppelin
Trebek passes
when
away?
Bonham died.
They just stopped.
How could you go on? How could you, in good conscience, go along?
Well,
Go on. Replace him? Don't get me wrong. They're already looking for...
They have been for years because he's a pompous fucking asshole. Anyway, sorry I said it. 888-842-2357. Arrogant fuck.
National treasure.
He is an arrogant fuck. Listen, if you can replace Bob Barker, you can most certainly replace fucking, what's his name, Alec Trebek? Canadian. Easily replaced. Bob Barker. Irreplaceable. Get that fucking weird looking guy with the stupid glasses from that shitty show from 25 years ago. Haven't missed a beat.
Yeah.
Move on. So, easy breezy. I'll do it. I'll make fun of him the way he does. What is your wrong? Booyah. Seth Romatelli, host Jeopardy. Anyway, that guy's brilliant, can't smile. So that's a different thing.
Okay, but
I'm saying probably people that do that are publishing papers and I'm just saying I hope they're very smart. I want to harness all that energy and I want to focus it away from fruit fly semen and back into Alzheimer's research.
I think that's a fair fair thing.
Let's just take the summer off from all the bullshit things and put it back into the real things. Take all those people in the room screaming at each other because half of them think the universe is 12 billion years old and the other half think it's 13 billion and be like, hey guys, all your parents have Alzheimer's. You want to do anything about that? No, because the theory of this motherfucker says E equals something about 12 billion. Yeah, your father has Alzheimer's. You want to fix that? No. Big Bang Theory's going off the air. So that's what we're going to do. That's what you have to do. That's Yankee ingenuity. That's the American. That's what you do. You harness, you find a problem, and you take the great minds and you
force them to fix it.
You make their fruit fly research illegal, and you force them into cancer research.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's
Is
fair.
that crazy?
No.
Am I crazy that I'm hosting Jeopardy now? Have I gone crazy?
I think it's fine.
Has it gone to my head that I'm syndicated all over the world hosting Jeopardy? That man can and will be replaced. Because Bob Barker...
I wasn't aware of the fact you disliked him so much.
He really, really... You don't find him... He doesn't come across to you as arrogant.
I always thought that was sort of the nature of the show. That the mood that was being set was, you've come here because you think you're so smart, so let's see how smart you are within the confines of not being treated hoity-toity like you are so intelligent, but that you're being kind of held to see if if you're up to snuff. It sort of feels, I mean, and not that this would be your favorite analogy, but there's British game shows that sort of come at you the same way, where it's like, in order to be a contestant on this show, that you sort of have to like be willing to be. You're not. It's not like, thank you so much for coming and coming to win free money.
I see.
It's like, oh, what's up? Like, you're so fucking smart. Like, okay, let's see.
Okay.
Which might be the way that you would come at it. Like, if you were to replace him, that maybe you'd get a little raunchier, a little edgier with your quips.
Interesting.
But I would think that was. I always thought that he himself was sort of a bit of a character.
National treasure, you say?
Let's get out of here.
I mean, that show
Is a national treasure,
yes, and it will go on
regardless.
I wish him the best of luck in his health.
Was he the original host? Was there not a host before him?
That's a great fucking question. You just mentioned some things. I'll look that up.
We have those shows that Seth mentioned: Detroit, New Orleans, and Brooklyn.
Damn you, 10-year-old MacBook with no power.
Please get tickets for one or any of those shows.
I'll run them down real quick. I don't want to bore the people who don't, because if you can't go, you don't want to hear it, but I'll go real quick. June 22nd, Magic Bag, Ferndale, Michigan. July 6th, that's One-Eyed Jacks, New Orleans, Louisiana. July 27th, Murmur Ballroom, Brooklyn, New York. Get tickets to those shows if you can.
Art Fleming hosted the NBC and syndicated versions of the show from 1964 to 1975.
Been on since the 60s?
And again from 1978 to 1979.
You remember what I used to say about Art Fleming? Art Fleming cannot be replaced.
Alex Trebek.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Alec.
Has hosted the daily syndicated version since 1984.
That's insane. 94, 2004, 2014. That's a long time. And does he have any plans to retire?
Apparently he gets paid $10 million a year to host.
That's too much money. And now that's really going to set me off.
That's what it says.
Okay.
Alan Trebek. His annual salary is $10 million. That's from March 7th, 2019. I don't know from what source, but that's...
Okay. I'll buy it. Probably more.
Vanna White makes $4 million a year. Pat Sajak earns $15 million a year.
Wow. Got to get in that hosting game.
But why also is Vanna get like not even close to half of what he makes?
America.
That's fucked up. I watch it for Vanna. I don't watch it for fucking Pat. I mean, I watch it for them.
You don't watch it for him? And if he went...
They should end the show.
Do I want to host? What do I want to host? Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune?
Drew Carey makes about $9 million on The Price is Right.
Man, who are these? I gotta get in this hosting game, dog.
That's fucking crazy.
That's fucking awesome.
Steve Harvey makes around $14.5 million a year. I can't. I'm gonna kill myself.
Family Feud?
We make like $5,000 a year.
I'm gonna get in the hosting game.
Well, that's what we did. But we just did it wrong. We're right here, man.
I gotta sit down. They make that much money?
I had no idea. I actually had no idea.
Oh, I didn't. I thought
was
that
it
makes $1 million a year. Like
No,
you
I
make
would
$1
say,
million a year.
I mean, Pat Sajak, you're like, okay, you make $3-4 million a year. That's like NBA money. That's like major athlete money.
Wow.
And they've been doing it since we were children.
I mean, Family Feud's had a gang of hosts, so that's the one because they all be replaced.
Cursed though. Everyone blows their brains out.
I thought it was just that one guy. Let's get out of here. We've been doing that's so much money.
No, it's just the one guy. The other one died of like drinking or whatever.
Yeah, too much fucking.
Too much fucking.
888-842-2357.
Patreon.com is where you go to support the show and keep us commercial free and ad free. Please pledge
Thank you
to
so
us.
much.
You get
Thank you,
access
thank
to
you.
the archives and access to live shows and all that kind of stuff. Thank you to everyone who pledges. 888-842-2357, as Seth said. Go to the website, UhhYeahDude.com, buy a t-shirt, show notes, and ticket links for all of those live shows coming up this summer. And come back, tell a friend, and come back for 721.
Seatbelts.
Seatbelts.